So I listened to some music. I just had some nature time. You know, sometimes you gotta enjoy nature and enjoy the great outdoors. So I took some time to barbecue. I ain't barbecued in like 5 months. So that was pretty cool. Came out really good. Barbecued some chicken, some ribs, and some beans, you feel me? That was dope. Put all that together. It was amazing. With that said, let's get into it. So obviously was making the rounds in the media is LeBron coming on Memphis. Now, originally I seen a Stephen A. It was they was making it like it's a Stephen A. LeBron thing, and as if Stephen A. is the first person to have a issue, take issue with what he said, and I was of the mindset that Stephen A. is on point with what he's talking about, but he's probably the wrong messenger. That's why he had a fallout with Matt Barnes and whatnot. And then he roasted Matt Barnes. He said, "I'm not just some podcaster sitting around smoking weed and like, well, while I got it on my mind, let me get it off." Like that was dope as hell. That was a good comeback. I just think that Matt Barnes was right about the Stephen A. angle. You done pandered and you done what they call that dance, you know, tap dance so much for them peoples that you're not the messenger. You should have I don't know, Kendrick Perkins or other buddy do that bit and maybe even a Ryan Clark. But for you to do the bidding, we know your angle. You feel me? Now let me speak on the LeBron James issue because this is like a multifaceted issue. So for LeBron to speak on Memphis the way he did, it's like, bruh, this is why he's dead wrong. It's not even close to right. It's just dead wrong. You too influential, you too rich, you too powerful. You mean so much to the quote unquote black cause. You feel me? Like you such a hero beyond basketball. You gotta know your worth as a human being. Like the hell the fact that you're the first billionaire who playing basketball. The hell that you set a standard to make so many other players to follow you rich or trailblazer and as far as business goes. I thought the lifetime Nike deal was a horrible deal, just like I thought the Jordan deal was a horrible deal. Cause I was like, if Jordan just did his Shaq thing, Jordan to have like 10 billion in revenue, like literally he'd be sitting on 10 billion if he took the Shaq, Stephon Marbury angle and just did a distribution deal with Walmart just because of who Jordan was. Now with the powers that be, let Jordan become who he became. If he cut Nike out the deal and just like perfect example, the greatest shoemaker of all time, and I never had a pair of none of his shoes. But when I get my money up, I'm gonna get all of his shoes. I just know it's gonna be like collecting art. Is Kyrie Irving? It's not even close. The man's shoes is so carefully crafted and well put together. It's like damn. It's like and he don't even be having no logos on his shoes. It's like it's his symbol of everything, what it means with the universe and hurts and being in touch with yourself. I say that to say it's really like a movement. If Jordan had said, you know what, let me cut Nike out the deal and let me just do me because I'm that popular that I could push my own brand, Jordan will be 10 times worth more than what he's worth currently. And same thing applies with LeBron. I think by I was disappointed just from a fan standpoint when he signed that lifetime deal because I'm like, damn, they got him early. They cheated him. A lot of people was like, oh, he got 300 million from Nike. Nigga, if he got 300 million from Nike, what Nike got from him? 20 billion? Shit, is that fair? So fast forward, the way that people look at LeBron James as a trailblazer and all the things that he is, the way that I look at him just from a man standpoint, that he's married to his high school sweetheart. You don't really hear his name and no controversies, no crazy shit. The biggest controversy I think that ever surrounded LeBron was his son smoking weed. Bronny James, you feel me, smoking weed. And niggas is like, yo, what? And then like him kind of fucking up his legacy by bringing his son who's not deserving to be in the NBA. But outside of that, the person that he is and the standing up for the Black Lives Matters or trying to spearhead that when he was like, we ain't playing no basketball, fuck it. Yeah, we get killed in the street and everybody kind of like following to his drum beat. I think that the man that he is kind of was solidified within the black community. So when you see him and you're this up and coming black person from all walks of life, whether you be the highest branch of economics or the lowest branch from the projects, and you see the leader, the top guy, kissing some regular white men ass, and I call them regular white men. You put all on combined, they don't got his net worth and influence. So he's literally kissing ass. We've seen it done many times. Hell, some of us, a lot of us, have done it on our prospective jobs coming up in the world to a lesser degree. So to see the leader doing it, and one thing about white folks, they're gonna always show you this is your leader, like on some Black Panther shit. Hey, we gonna get Meat Mills hopping like a bunny on this damn tennis court. We gonna get motherfucking him getting sandwich hug and shit like that. They gonna get the most embarrassing things like a ritual. And to see him like, oh, bring it. We already know what that implied talking about Nashville. That's country music town. Now, me personally, I love Chattanooga, Tennessee. Me personally, I just love the city. I love how it oversits everything and stuff like that. Like it's like you can look down right into the city. You feel me? It's like sit low like a valley. I love Chattanooga, me personally. Sliding through Nashville when I was used to be doing my little trips and whatnot, it was always a beautiful thing. But at the same time, though, you understand what Memphis means just as to the Black community. We ain't talking about the new Memphis thugs. We talking about when I think of Memphis, I think of BB King. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't think about Pooh Shiesty, John Moran. I don't think about none of them Memphis niggas. I think about BB King. I think about BB King. I think about barbecue, and I think about this movie I watched with a black sommelier, and I didn't even know what the hell a sommelier was. And he was a wine tasting and stuff like that. That's what I think about. I don't think about the ignorant shit. And if I did was to think about the younger generation, and I was to think about a Dolph, I'm gonna think about how Dolph owned like 20, 30 houses. He took advantage and say, you know what? I'm gonna get into this realty since it's cheap in my city. So that's I say that to say we all know the pandering that LeBron James was doing, and it was pathetic and it was sad to see. It's just no way around it. It was pathetic and it was sad to see. It discourages the future leaders of America, the future black leaders of America. And I just want the young folks to know, no matter how far you make it in life, you don't never gotta pander to a white man. Just be you and trust in who you is, and trust to know that your personality is so great that that man gonna want to follow you. He gonna want to mimic you. We set the trends. We set the culture. We set everything that you see when you see the white girl. Oh, I don't even want to mimic the shit, but you know all the word. You know it's so funny. The black women kind of stole a little bit of the culture from the gay black men, and then the white girls took it from the black women. So when you sit and say yes, yes with the YASS, that was black punks, homosexuals that used to do that. Then the women mocked it, and then the white women mocked it. You see, so black folks, period, is the trendsetters. You did what I'm saying? So I just hate to see. I would just like to see LeBron stand on his pivot and never like try to conform himself. So with that said, now let's talk about the other aspect of that because I didn't want to scratch the Memphis part out too long, but I got to speak on that. Now to black cities. Black cities, this is a wake up call because I live in a majority black city. My first time in my life. One thing that you seen when they try to excuse LeBron actions, they try to show other NBA players this in Memphis. And all them niggas want to be down with the white boys, or they try to pander to it now that they think they got. Let me tell you, basketball players, something real quick. You athletes, you niggas usually be dumber than a box of rocks, but you make an exorbitant amount of money due to your the need for white people to want to watch that shit. Think about it. We grew up in the hood watching you niggas play. We not finna play no $10,000 to sit no flow seat to watch a nigga we seen play for free in high school, or we can watch the next Anthony Edwards. We can go to a high school game, pay $10 to get in that, and watch the next nigga that's gonna be top of the NBA or whatever. We not gonna pay that. White people gonna pay that, and you know it. So that's who you start pandering to your audience. So to the Draymond Greens, to the rest of these niggas trying to diss Memphis or talk down on it like they ain't come from worse conditions. What could you have made yourself? Could you have worked your way out of poverty without the NBA? It's a very few amount of NBA players that I trust could have made it beyond, made an exorbitant amount of money or made themselves a millionaire without the NBA. Niggas is not that smart. You get passed through high school, passed through middle school, passed through college, giving these honorary degrees because you niggas is not that intelligent. So it's disrespectful to see y'all diss the city. Now let me just speak on the black cities real quick. Black cities, we gotta hold, and this is what black people, we gotta hold each other accountable. One thing that is very true that they was talking about that I can't deny, when they was talking about the cleanliness of the hotels. When it comes to the hospitality industry, when it comes to the restaurant industry, all of these things that promotes tourism, when you First, let me tell you what happens in these black cities. A lot of Indians. Let's not just put the shit on black people. The Indians own the shit. And the Indians run a shithole. They treat this bitch like India. Have you ever seen like the country of India? These bitches is nasty. Like they cook on the side of the road, these street foods. They got a nigga on Facebook call it Doodle Kitchen. Is they standard is super low. You go to Kissimmee, Florida, right outside of Disney World, all them Indian hotels, disgusting. The lowest of standards. So when it's a black city, most of the time it ain't black ownership. It's a black worker, and if the Indian ain't really pushing them like the white man put their foot on your goddamn neck and say, man, I need this clean, that clean, that clean, this clean. We're gonna do an inspection. We shouldn't have to have no white man foot on it. You should take pride in your job. And I done worked every industry, but back in the days when I worked in the hotel industry, we couldn't even leave a hair in the sink. You could not even a screen. And I used to hate cleaning up behind white people because they hair is just the hardest to get out the goddamn sink. The shit just sit there. Pardon me. I ain't gonna even say make the comparison of what it. You just couldn't get the hair out the sink. And so we would do our best to make sure that we got every speck behind the toilet. We make sure you lift up at the top of the toilet bowl at the very edge. That's how I clean my house. It's a standard I learned to set for myself. So I say that to say, but this is the problem. When you got folks that just want to hire the cheapest wage, this nonchalant, you get what you hire. So I can't blame you. I can't tell these niggas go out and clean this bitch like a 5-star hotel if you getting paid like a 1-star employee. Pay your employees more, set a standard, give a walkthrough with a person that really takes the job serious, to train everybody the right way. Hey, this is how you do it. This is the standard. Let these niggas. If I was a owner of a hotel in an all black city, I would take all my employees on a vacation to some 5-star shit so they can see the standard. Because a lot of people never seen it. I think we take it for granted. I'm from South Florida. We take the places in Boca Raton. We take the places in Parkland and North Miami Beach and Aventura. We take shit like that for granted because in Pembroke Pines, we take it for granted because we just like this is normal. You get somewhere else, the standard is like that's not the standard. Ain't no health control or whatever they call health department coming to check shit every week and shit. Like it's just not. Especially when it's a black authority that runs it. So we have to treat ourselves like the kings that we started as. Like, you know, it's so funny. They teach us that Africa is so poor. But when I look at Facebook, I'm always looking at like the background and shit. And these bitches got marble tile, marble floors, and I'm like, bitch, that's how they live in Africa. The only thing that keep me from moving to Africa is it's not America. And the reason I say that is America could just snap at any time and say, fuck y'all. Y'all want to ball out on us like that? And just bomb the shit like they do everywhere else. So that's the only, if I had assurances that I could live in Africa without America bombing the bitch, I would be there. No doubt about it. Bitch, I'll sell my shit and go live like a king. But I ain't got no assurances that America won't bomb that motherfucker. So to you black cities, we have to do better. We gotta treat our shit better. Because listen to y'all boys, they talking about the Hyatt. The Hyatt is supposed to be like the Royal Sonesta. Hell, they got the Hyatt. If you won't talk about the Hyatt in Fort Lauderdale Beach like that, you coming up out the pocket to stay at the Hyatt in Fort Lauderdale or in Miami or in Palm Beach. Anywhere on the coastal line of Florida, you go stay at the Hyatt, nigga. That is a 5-star hotel. So it ain't the actual brand, it's the location like these people making. And why is it the location? Because it's the talent that you hiring. It's the motherfucking people, not only that you hiring, it's the people you letting own it. Hyatt as a company gotta say, we can't have no shit eaters on our locations because they want to take the they want to see. Let me tell you how a hotel work. If you don't know about the hotel industry, the hotel owner might own a building. This is what a lot of people get it confused at. Hotel owner owns the actual structure. If let's say I own a structure and I'm the Days Inn right now, I can make more money if I can attract that Hyatt customers. Then I can make my prices that I charge for my room legit and validated. So I then call in the Hyatt and say, hey, I want to turn my building into a Hyatt. What the Hyatt is going to do, send a representative to inspect every room. They're going to give me an evaluation and tell me what upgrades I need to make to my hotel to qualify. I know this because, like I said, I worked in the industry. Then I got to make these upgrades to accommodate. I need a gym. I need jacuzzis. I need this. I need that. Whatever it takes that I got to have these amenities that the Hyatt customers are used. I got to have valet parking. I got to have secured parking, et cetera, whatever it takes. When the Hyatt comes into these little cities and the first person to bid on, oh, I want to have the Hyatt name and I want to carry the name, you get that cheap bastard and they say, well, I'm going to still try to run it with my days in employees. No, nigga. I need to, if I do keep my days in employees, I need to pay my days employees like Hyatt employees, not pay them this days in money. Because guess what? Money is the ultimate motivator. You talking about giving me $10 an hour to clean this bitch like this, bitch, please. So much shit gonna get missed. So this is why the problem is in Memphis. Pay the workers more. Let not just the workers, the ones who don't want to do right, get your ass up out of here. Cause you're gonna wish you could make this money we finna start paying. So I think the perception of the city is kind of validated, but I just don't like the voices that spoke out against it as if they're not from the struggle. But I do think it's a wake-up call to Black America that if we want to be self-sufficient and we want to be respected, to have these predominantly Black cities, we got to have the cleanliness and the standards that's being set in Scottsdale or in whatever you could think of that's a white city. We got to have that. Like I went to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, the hotel was immaculate. Only thing I hated is the vending machines ain't have no prices. And I could think about that saying that say, if you gotta ask the price, you can't afford it. I ain't like that no price shit. On nothing I seen out there was a price associated with it. You just kind of gotta get embarrassed or go for it. But yeah, it was beautiful. From the airport, Salt Lake City Airport, the hotels, it was just amazing. I love Utah. So like shit, same thing. My favorite city when I first went to that shocked me was St. Louis. This is when this probably like 2 years before the Rams moved to LA. And I was in St. Louis and I seen they just had a Cardinal game. And I was just so impressed with how clean the city blocks was. Same thing when I flew into Phoenix. First time I flew into Phoenix, I was like, where's the trash on the ground at? I'm looking like to see the trash on the ground. Because for as much as Miami gets celebrated, I'm from Broward County, but as much as Miami gets celebrated, and you can go through parts of Miami, you know what I'm saying, like that. You can be on sunny Isles Beach and all that little shit. But when you go through most parts of Miami, you're gonna see trash on the ground. But you're just gonna appreciate the beauties inside the residential neighborhood, the gated neighborhoods. That's what makes Miami the intercoastal and all that shit. But outside that, it's gonna be trash every fucking where. Period. So to see Phoenix, it was like, man, I was so impressed. To see St. Louis, no trash on the ground, that was super impressive to me. Like I hate seeing litter everywhere and shit. So I say that to say Black cities, we gotta do that. You guys got all these goddamn jails. How about having the inmates, hey, we're gonna shorten your time. And if you got a county sentence, and we're gonna get you out there cleaning up the trash and cleaning up the litter. How about, hey, we're not even gonna put you in jail. We're gonna give you community supervision where you gotta go do community hours and clean the city. It's so many ways we can keep our Black cities clean. You feel me? And promote this type of life. And then also, Goody Mob got a song. You know, y'all heard of Goody Mob before from Atlanta, right? They got a song called Black Princess, Black Queen or something. And at the end of the song, it's a little skit. And I never used to take time to listen to the end of the song. I just hit a song and then I go to the next. But Big Guilt, I think his name is Cujo. One of them, I think it was Big Guilt. Big Guilt, he act like they were finna shut him. He said, "No, man, let me talk, let me talk." And he was like, "Man, hey, I'm tired of y'all, man, walking through the neighborhood, throwing trash on the ground, fucking up your own community and shit. Now I took time today, bro. I do it like 3 times a week. Where I go in my neighbor's yard, I go across the street and I clean up the trash that the local motherfuckers done threw because they some either hating ass niggas or some nasty, filthy ass niggas. I live next door to a woman that refused to throw her trash in the fucking garbage. It's the whole act like she offended. It's like offends her, and this bitch got a big booty. And you think about how many niggas want to sleep with this woman. She's a that shit alone should turn a nigga off. Like, ew, if you keep your yard like that, how you keep your house? And if you keep your house like that, how you keep your pussy? For real. So our Black folks, like I said, bro, it starts on a small scale in the neighborhoods. Dog, you could throw that bitch in the trash can. You could throw it in one of your neighbor's trash. But you say, fuck it, let me throw this bitch on the ground. You riding through the neighborhood, you throw that bitch out the window. You don't go to no white folks shit and do that. Don't do it in our shit. And then you motherfuckers be the main one talk about, I can't wait to make it out the ghetto. Nigga, this only a ghetto because of you. What's a ghetto? That shit is abstract thinking. Nigga, you make the ghetto. So I had to put that out. My bad. I took a long time on that subject, but it was deep, dog, because I was offended by what LeBron did. But I want to say we make our ghettos. We can change our ghettos. Jake Paul is just lame and an attention whore at this point. Um, with him doing the blackface, I don't got a problem with him doing the blackface. I just think that he's seeking attention. And it's like, fam, last time we seen you would get your nose broken, shit like that. And then like before that, first time I ever seen him, he knocked out Nate Robinson and whatnot. I think the brand that he built, and I know he know his audience kind of want to see him like antagonize black people, sort of like he kind of took over the Conor McGregor thing. Conor did it with Floyd, and we all know that in boxing, the black versus white, especially the black versus Latino is always the highest ticket that everybody pays to see. You look it up. The top five biggest fights ever in boxing history has never been black versus black. It's always been black versus another, either white or Latino. Somebody want to see our black ass get whooped. So I understand the antagonistic role, but at the same time, I think that when you try to jump on every wave that's against black folks, and you not even understand, like some black folks might find you entertaining or whatever. It's just kind of like, oh, you reaching, you feel me? Like you wasn't funny doing the Drewski shit. If you was funny, all right, cool. But the fact that you're just trying to catch what's hot, to try to antagonize blacks and try to make white folks feel validated or calm them down and make them feel at ease, it's just lame to me. I think he's killing his brand. And eventually, 2 years, 3 years from now, hopefully we don't have to hear about him because he's not a real boxer. Erica Badu turned down the opportunity to speak on Ye. Erica Badu is one of the most dynamic musicians of all time out of men, women, period. Her and Lauren Hill, as far as in the women department. She's very smart, intelligent, calculated. She knows what's on her mind, how she want to articulate herself, and she appreciates art. One thing we can't take from Kanye is the man is an artist. From his clothes, fashion, his way of presenting his form of articulating himself, whether it be music or whether it be expression, he's unique in how he do it. And the fact that she didn't take the bait, I think it got them folks mad, which they should have known better. Like, first of all, let me sidetrack real quick. Jill Scott was on the Jimmy Fallon show last night. That's the Philly connection. The Roots is on the Jimmy Fallon show. They from Philly. Jill Scott from Philly. She put on an amazing performance. I didn't like the outfit. It had these big ass shoulder pads. That was just kind of weird. But shout out to Jill Scott. Having said that, Erica Badu, that whole neo soul movement, bro, she's like the queen, bro. Like, so for her not to take that low blow when she respect Kanye, but for her not to also try to defend because she understands the two timers that be asking these set up questions, I appreciate that from her, and it just give a shout out to the queen. Pope Leo turned down a meeting with the White House. I think this validates how great. I don't know. Pardon me. Let me back up. I don't know Pope Leo like that, but this is a great impression he's making to me because it's so easy to pander and feel the pressure of being an American citizen. Forget just being the Pope, but being an American citizen and feeling like, man, I gotta pander to the White House. I gotta say whatever to not get on their radar. For him to say, you know what, you're not gonna use me as a pawn. You're not gonna use me as a talking point or a piece to say, hey, Pope's on our side. Because you gotta understand, dog, if you have been compromised, you let yourself be compromised. Why should I be compromised with you? You let them folks compromise you. I'm trying to withhold my mind you. The whole being a pope is already been under scrutiny for all the scandalous molestation shit. Not to mention if we were to talk about the history of the Catholic Church and slavery, but let's just put that at the back of the burner. The reality in current real time, I'm the first American pope. I have a legacy to build. I have a legacy to uphold, etc., etc. I can't be affiliated with the White House right now. Like it or not, it's toxic. You want me to just go ahead and ruin my title and my reputation so I can try to validate people that's killing their own reputation? It's not feasible. So shout out to Pope for having backbone to stand up for itself. Let's see. Nancy Guthrie is living her best life in Mexico. There have been alleged sightings of Nancy Guthrie somewhere in Mexico, or lookalikes rather. Um, I hope the lady is living because everybody deserves a chance to live. Nobody want to get kidnapped off of their daughter's fame or whatever the case may be. I hope that the woman is living and able to sustain good health through her situation. I would imagine she is in an ideal situation. She had a pretty big house in Arizona, but hopefully that can get worked out. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Howard Stern got sued over a hostile work environment. I remember when Howard Stern used to come on the E channel back in the days, and I was a jit, and I thought I was on to some shit. And I'd be watching him, and I'd be watching the big titty black lady. She have her titties out, and he'd just be using her like he was just like dissing women and talking crazy and subtle black jokes against black people. And I was like, damn, this is raunchy. But Dennis Miller is raunchy, and I used to watch Dennis Miller. So it was kind of like that cynical comedy type thing. So I was like, all right, cool. I was into it. But it's not a surprise that he will get caught up in getting sued for a hostile work environment because he don't make a environment conducive if you're a woman or a black person. You are the butt of the joke. And Howard Stern is a, dare I say, capital J, capital E, capital W. So and like Barstool Sports, your boy Rabbi Portnoy, who talk about raping women as if it's a joke, but you say anything about Jews, you say anti-Semitic and cry, and cuss Anglo-Saxon Americans out like they ain't even shit. That's when you know who really runs the country. Because it's kind of refreshing for me as a black man seeing a white man get cussed out by a more dominant white man. Because it's like, oh, where's all this damn shit y'all be up under the comments like on YouTube? You go see a crime happen, and they don't. If a white man kill his family or a white kid shoots at school, it's crickets. Black man shoot a black man. Oh, black fatigue. Oh, there we go. We expected it. Oh, it's the usual. Oh, would you expect anything? No. Keep that same energy. You feel me? And for me to see Rabbi Portnoy cuss white men out like they peons and like dress them down like, hey, you know who really runs to in America? Shut your mouth, white man. It's dope as fuck because it's like I never seen it before. It's like imagine you got a bully and you thought your bully could fight, and then one day you watch your bully get beat up. Now you ain't scared of your bully no more. You like, nigga, no, I seen you get beat up. We gotta run the fade. Fuck it. I done seen your weakness. I didn't know your weakness. Now I know your weakness. That's what it's like seeing them. So I don't subscribe to Dave Portnoy, but I don't subscribe to Howard Stern. But when we watch how they bully Anglo Saxons, it's like, oh, okay. That's the big dogs. This is some real. They know how to be subordinate. They just like to act like they bigger than us. Okay, I get it. I get it. Anyway, designer who sings Panda Panda, who to me is one of the all-time greatest songs. How he put the song together, how he crafted it, how fast it is, the flow he did. The He got arrested on some domestic violence shit. He say he was suicidal. The chick that he was with say somebody spiked the weed. He say he was gonna drive from South Carolina to Vegas. He got a lot of shit going on. He looked mad old in his mud shot. And I'm like, damn, what's going on, bro? Dog, I just say this to anybody, bro. I had more to say originally, but I ain't got as much to say now. I just want to say that if you're in a relationship with a woman, do not let her take you through there, bro. Like us men, obviously, bro. Like I forgot who was talking about it. Sauce Walker was talking about it, and he was like, if you're addicted to drugs and drugs is your weakness, or a woman is your weakness, or whatever the case may be, this could be your downfall. And very much true. It's very refreshing to hear that because it was uplifting to me because I was like, God damn, dog, times have changed, bro. And I love watching the Balloon Pop show. That's my favorite damn show currently. And it shows me how the pool of women is so fucked up right now, dog. Like you have to make what do they call it? Not accommodations, but you have to make concessions more than what you normally would because the pool of women is just so effed up. And if you make too many concessions, you won't be the man who you started out as. So it's like because like you think about what they don't know what the hell they want. They just know they want somebody until they don't want him no more. So I would say to any man, dog, especially if you're on top of your shit, Take your time and look at the entire pool. Evaluate the entire pool. Don't just choose the first bad bitch that comes to you. And evaluate the entire pool. You got options, dog. You're winning. One thing about it, if you winning, bro, you build it, they will come. You don't have to take the first bad woman and say, "Oh, you fine, I would do what you say." Hell no. Nah. Evaluate. Take your time, bro. Or you gonna look crazy out here, and they gonna be out here trying to take you for what you got, or get you jammed up to where you ain't got shit in it, and you on a level. So just know that. Um, let's see. And last, Lindsey Graham out here posing with shotguns. Let's get back to this Jewish point I was making earlier. It's amazing that Lindsey Graham wins his senator race. Like, this is what I was talking about, by Anglo-Saxons bowing down at the will or behest of so-called Jews. You guys are in South Carolina. My daddy is from South Carolina. And when I think about the Confederacy, I think about Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. I don't even think about Kentucky. I think about the KKK when I think about Kentucky, but that's different from the Confederacy. KKK was more of a Democratic Party type of thing to make people vote Democrat, because black people used to vote primarily Republican, and they wanted to scare them into voting Democrat. I don't want to get too deep in all that. The bottom line is that's more of a like a political party type of thing. When I think of Confederacy, that's an older American thing. And I think of South Carolina. They fly that Confederate flag so proudly. But they should take that Confederate flag down and fly the Star of David. Because that's who penis they sucking and keep in their mouth. That's who they scared of. While you got your foot on this black man neck, you got this Jew penis in your mouth. How dare you? Take your foot off the black man neck and take two hands and you know how they got on the in the circus, they open their mouth and they just keep pulling that rope out their fucking mouth. Pull all that rope, them years of Jewish rope down your throat. Take your time and pull that bitch out carefully. Cause it's so far down your throat, you don't even know it. And you keep voting Lindsey Graham in every year. He's like a write-in, and the man ain't never did shit for South Carolina. You never heard motherfuckers say, and shout out to Spartanburg. I was looking at, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about personal dealings, but shout out to Spartanburg and a couple other little parts of South Carolina. But I just want to say, you never heard motherfuckers say, man, South Carolina, boy, that's the new up and coming city. Where's the new Charlotte at in South Carolina? You heard of Charlotte? And that's been the up and coming. It ain't even up and coming no more. It's there. Hell, I remember flying over Charlotte. I had to go to Charlotte Airport when I was on the way to Maryland. And I remember seeing all the lights. That's how I view shit. Like Dallas. Dallas was shocking. I was like, God damn, Dallas a big ass city. Like Dallas can have damn near two basketball teams like LA. That's how big of a city. It's just miles and miles of concrete jungle and lights. And you fly over that bitch, lights. When you come into Maryland, bitch, that bitch is darker than the bitch. Bitch, that shit like you over the ocean or some shit. You're like, where's the lights? You gotta get to Baltimore and DC before you the rest of Maryland, bitch. That shit dark. I say that to say you over Charlotte, it's just lit up. So you know shit is popping. I say that to say, where's that part of South Carolina? Why isn't it like that as long as South Carolina be around? Ain't Plymouth Rock was all that shit in South Carolina, Charleston, where y'all brought the slaves in at and all that? Why if Charleston been had all these black folks and all that, why there ain't no Atlanta and Charleston? So y'all been electing the same horrible wannabe Confederate, fake Confederate, Anglo-Saxon Americans who been having these Jews rope in their damn chest, rope in their stomach. They gotta pull fucking years of rope out of their throat. So I would like to see that Lindsey Graham not only loses his primary, but I'm talking about badly. I'm talking about like he get 5% of the votes. That's the blind, crippling crazy. Because at this point, you're out of your mind if you think that the man you've been voting for the last 40 years, if he do anything different to better your state. He already said he's in policy, he's in Congress for a foreign nation. Not even for the state, not even for the country, for a foreign nation. At some point, you idiots, are y'all gonna prove us to be the? Because we got something in the South where we say Geechee Gully, and I'm from that Geechee Gully. But don't let me know you niggas is just some country bastards. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about white folks. Country, ignorant, same shit. Bitch, push that same rhetoric down your throat. Just like they just had the race off for your girl what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. And so Buddy just won, a Republican just won. He said during the whole time, he said, I am for the Iran war. And he won, I think he got like 46. I don't know, don't quote me on it. Y'all look it up. But he won by a pretty significant margin. And that was a shock because the whole country is against this shit. Gas is through the roof in Georgia and everywhere else. And for him to say that and still win, either shit is rigged or you people are just idiots out here. At some point, we gotta stop this voting alone party line shit, dog. I've been stopped that, but I'm just an individual. But I think it gotta be fashionable for everybody to say no, man. I'm voting. Like I for the last, I don't even know, bro. Pretty much majority of my voting life, I voted for the issue at hand. I didn't never look at that R or that D, meaning Republican or Democrat. And I'll have no shame. Like, and let me tell you something too. This how you know shit be rigged with state media. Because everybody wanted to diss Jill Stein, talk shit about Jill Stein. And I voted for Jill Stein. Very beautiful lady. When I say beautiful, I'm talking about her looks. I'm talking about beautiful spirit. Her and this other lady named Mary Ann Williamson. I don't know if she ran on Democratic ticket or Republican. She was a writer, but she ran before. I used to say that I would vote those two women to be the president, like on a double woman ticket. Marianne Williamson with Jill Stein. These days it'll be Jill Stein and Marjorie Taylor Greene, or Marianne Williamson, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They interchangeable, however you want to put it. You feel me? Maybe I would even say Jasmine Crockett, even though everybody's like, oh, they beefing. That's who I need. I need two polar opposites who really care about this country. You can't tell me that Marjorie Taylor Greene don't care about America. Nobody can convince me that she don't care and love this country more than any male politician right now. And you can't tell me Jasmine Crockett don't love this country the same. Those are the two people I need in the White House. With these conflicting, y'all go ahead and squabble that shit out and fix this shit. I need these two conflicting. I don't need two people on the same page because guess what? If two people wrong, then goddamn, y'all gonna be dead ass wrong. I need one to be right, one to be wrong, or both to be right. But I don't need both to be wrong. So I say that to say, bro, that's how I've been voting. I always voted on the matter at hand, not the actual person. I don't give about the color. I don't give about none of that shit. So that's just where we at with that, bro. Let me read some of these comments before I get up out of here, man. I might jump on a little bit later, but I doubt it. Somebody put Z's in the comment. Chattanooga. He tried to spell Chattanooga, misspelled it, but most deaf. Isaiah Rashad F. Somebody say not wrong. Gucci still number one. ATL. They trying to okey doke Gucci. Um, let's talk about this real quick. You gave me a little something to speak on real quick. When you say number one ATL, what's a number one? It ain't no. Like, it ain't like other cities where you could probably say this a king of this. Like, it's really no king of ATL. Like, I know T.I. was like self-professed king of ATL. He's been the most consistent as far as I never heard of him moving out of ATL. But Gucci's pretty much like from Florida to me, if you ask me. I know people gonna find that disrespectful, but it's the truth. Like, hopefully his son I don't want to mention the high school his son went to because he might got more kids that's gonna go to that same school. But I know a bunch of white kids that went to school with Gucci's son. They used to see Gucci at LA Fitness. This is when he first started transforming his body. Gucci is not a clone. That was LA Fitness and shit. And if they used to see Gucci in the gym all the time, this is a rich town. Mind you, that's why I was saying South Florida, people take it for granted to think that, like, that's what I'm saying. Black cities, when I was talking about earlier in my own stream, I was like, you got to do better to attract certain audiences and people. It's easy to go down to certain parts of South Florida and celebrities live out there. And it's not even a gated community. That's just the standard. Everybody is getting to the bag. So it ain't like they really in danger and shit like that. Having said that, though, It's an exclusive community though, because you ain't just finna be driving around looking to break in a bitch house either. But my point that I'm making is Gucci been living in South Florida for like 15 years. So what do you mean when you say King of Atlanta? Nigga, like it go back to when Jada Kiss was going against Dipset, and he said, "I don't live in Miami. I don't live in Colorado. I'm here in NYC." All that shit. That was the one. That was disrespectful to a degree because I'm from South Florida. Like, fuck, nigga, what you mean? I don't live in Miami, nigga. You was in Miami. I seen Jada in Miami on South Beach. But the point is, I get the point. It's like, nigga, I never left. I'm here. Same thing a person might say to me one day, nigga, you live in Georgia, nigga. I'm a Georgian at this point, nigga. I'm accepting this shit. I'm loving it actually. So that's what I'm saying. Like when people say, "Oh, you said Gucci still number one ATL," Gucci ain't think about no ATL. Gucci think about living this great South Florida life and coming to the city of ATL, getting his bag and keeping shit pushing. Might doubt some resident, and he got the right to do that. That's his life. You feel me? So it's no number one ATL person. You can't diminish 21 Savage. Oh, he from Britain and he moved to ATL. This and that. He's there now. Shit, that's what ATL is at this point. It's a transient city. Let's see. Alexandra Santana I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Mr. Attitude, you good? I'm blessed. Good vibes to you, bro. Most deaf. Most deaf. Y'all take care. Love, man. Y'all, hey, that's what it is. I'm out.